Hello everyone, I'm here with my September and October book reviews. I did read 9 books in those 2 months, not as much as I usually read, just my mind was somewhere else obviously, but I do have one 5-star, and we had our first snow today. It's November 10th. Sometimes we don't get any snow in November, and other months we get a little bit more, so yeah, I still have my toque on. I'm having a bad hair day. I had to get my son to cut my hair, so I just kept my little toque on there anyhow. So I will start actually with the book I'm presently reading, and this is by Sarah Waters, and this is the second Sarah Waters that I have read. The first book was called Affinity, and she is quite well known for her historical novels, and they're all quite sapphic. There's lots of lesbians in her historical novels, and this one I don't believe has any sapphic romance or anything in it. So this is my second book of hers, and it's called The Little Stranger, and this was made into a movie. I just saw a few clips of it here and there on YouTube, but it'd be interesting to watch the movie after. So this is didn't get the highest ratings like a lot of her books on Goodreads. One reason could be the length of it. It's about 500 pages. Presently I'm on page about 85 or so, and not a lot has happened, but I still like her writing style. A lot of her books are very character driven rather than plot driven. She does go into a lot of detail. I like how she describes the characters and the atmosphere, and when I'm reading a book, it's like a movie playing in my mind, so I don't mind it so much, but people could find this just maybe a little too slow-paced, and yeah, 500 pages long too. It might be longer than it needs to be. But this follows a doctor who is visiting this particular family at the end of World War I. It's a couple of years after the war ended. And if you watch Downton Abbey, you could see where all these old manor houses and old estates that used to have all these dozens and dozens of servants and these lavish parties, that all kind of went to the wayside after the First World War. So there's not a lot of these manors left. The upkeep was just too expensive, and they were, abandoning these big manor houses and estates at the time. This particular family, there's a mother and her son and daughter who are still living in the house, and it's of course in disrepair and falling apart, but they do want to stay in this house. And so like I said, it's page 85, nothing much has happened. It says the family are haunted by something. I don't know yet. Is it paranormal? Is it just a secret I don't know. Like I said, but I like her reading, and I like her characters and the detail that she goes into. So hopefully things will start happening soon. The one 5-star that I have read in the past couple months is the second book in the Shepherd King duology, and that is Two Twisted Crowns by Rachel Gillig, and the first in this series was One Dark Window, and these are definitely a 5-star for me. Both of them were 5 stars. This was even better than the first, I would say. This is so action-packed. It was hard to put this book down. There was just no let-up. It was just something happening continuously. I'm not going to get into the whole synopsis. It's kind of not complex, but there's just a lot to cover. But it's just basically this kingdom has a curse on it, and there's these magic cards that only certain people have that carry these magic powers, and they're trying to collect all of these cards together to lift this curse and that. I love the characters in here. There is kind of like a love story in the first book, but it doesn't dominate the story. And there's 2 other characters that have this sort of precarious relationship, and I like their relationship even more than the first couple in the first book. It's just the banter is just really fun to read. I just love this. I just, yeah, I mean, it's a 5+ star for me. And I did purchase her new book, The Night and the Moth. I'm so happy to get my hands on that one. Yeah, this duology is really worth reading again, and sometime I would like to read it again in the future. And then I think this was September, October, I can't remember, but I do love Victorian Gothic mysteries or paranormal books. I just eat those up. And this is probably, I think, the third or fourth Laura Purcell that I've read, and this is The Shape of Darkness. And yeah, again, she just does Gothic so well. And this follows Agnes, who is a silhouette artist. So you've seen in the Victorian where they had this silhouette of the person in black and then they frame it. And that's what she does for a living. She has to support her mother and her orphaned nephew. And she notices that every time she does someone's silhouette, a little while later that person dies. And this happens a couple of times, and she's really concerned, like, what is going on? And so she approaches this child spiritual medium called Pearl to find out, you know, every time I do these silhouettes, these people die, and can you help me out, and that sort of thing. And yeah, it's very atmospheric, again, very interesting characters, and the twist at the end, I mean, that just, I didn't even have that in my mind. It was a very, very interesting kind of turn of events at the end of the story. So I give this about 4.25, I would say. Yeah, I really do like Laura Purcell's books. If you like Victorian Gothic, she does them so well. And this is Everyone on This Train is a Suspect by Benjamin Stevenson. And this is his second book. And his first was Everyone in My Family Has Killed Someone. I just can't quite remember off the top of my head what rating I gave that first book. It could have been like 3.75, 4 star. I actually like this one better. The first book, it was very convoluted, very complex. I mean, there was just so many characters and so much happening. And this one just, I felt, was a little bit easier to follow in that. And of course, it's a murder that takes place on this train. And this series follows Ernest, who's a writer. And he's invited on this Mystery Writer Society to go on this famous train ride across the Australian desert. And of course, there's a murder, and of course there's all these mystery writers on this train, and that they're all trying to solve this. And I did like this one better than the first one. I know there's a third book in the series that takes place around Christmas time, a novella, and I've been kind of saving that for around Christmas. But I did like this one. He's got a very good sense of humor. It's one of those where the narrator is actually speaking to you, the reader. And yeah, I really like this one. It was about a good 4 star for me. And then this is Bloom by Delilah Dawson. And it was a very intriguing cover. And this is a shorter book too. What was it? About 200 pages. So this follows Rosemary, and I believe she has broken up with her boyfriend, I think, and she meets this other woman, Ash, who sells like soaps and candles and that sort of thing at this market every Saturday or Sunday. And for whatever reason, Rosemary becomes very obsessed with Ash and can't stop thinking about her, and just her life is consumed by her. And yeah, it's I wouldn't say a lot happened till you get to the ending. And The one thing about it, I kind of knew what was going on right at the beginning. I read a review on the first, like the reviews on the first page, which I usually do, and it kind of gave something away. So I knew what was happening throughout the book. Did that ruin it for me? Well, it certainly built up the tension because you know what's happening and you can't do anything about it. And so I don't know if it ruined it necessarily. Definitely this underlying tension because you keep thinking, okay, I know what's kind of going to happen, but do I really? And the ending, so the ending wasn't a huge surprise for me, but the last couple of pages, there was quite well, I don't know if it was a twist. It was a big surprise the last couple of pages. So some people just absolutely love this book, just love it. I mean, I didn't love it, but it was very interesting. I would give maybe a 3.75. And this is a Canadian writer, The Body in the Back Garden by Mark Waddell. And this is the first book in a series. I don't know if the second one's come out or not. And this follows Luke, who is an investigative journalist. And his family found out that he was gay, and they have basically sort of disinherited themselves from him. So he's estranged from his family. And then he finds out an aunt of his who lives on Vancouver Island. I believe he lives in Toronto. His aunt, who he spent many summers with, leaves her cottage and her estate to him. So he goes out to Vancouver Island thinking that he will just sell the cottage and that sort of thing. And when he gets there, a few days later, there is a dead body in his garden, and the investigation ensues. So I did like this one. I would definitely buy the next one. It's you can see the struggles that he's going through because he thinks his aunt became estranged too when she found out he was gay, and he's having all these conflicting thoughts about that and how he's struggling not being in contact with his family. And the mystery was quite interesting. So yeah, I would definitely read the next one in the series. So I give this about a 3.75. And this is What Feast at Night. This is the sequel to What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. And I just absolutely love the covers for this series. And so the first book, What Moves the Dead, is sort of loosely based on The Fall of the House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. And I do have that book, actually, and I'm meaning to get that out and read it sometime. So this follows Alex, who is actually a female soldier, and she has survived another war. So when she goes to, in What Moves the Dead, she goes to this longtime friend's manor house in the moors, and there is just something very strange going on with this woman and her brother. And I won't give that away, but now they're going to this hunting lodge, which is owned by his good friend, and they're going to go there just to have sort of rest and relaxation kind of thing. But there's some very, very strange things going on at this house and the village and that sort of thing. So yeah, it's just beautiful, beautiful cover. And this is more like a psychological, I wouldn't say horror. I mean, that didn't scare me or anything like this, but yeah, all these people are having these really horrifying dreams that are extremely lifelike, and putting myself in their position and having these kind of nightmares that may actually be happening or not. So psychologically, I mean, that would be pretty frightening. So Yeah, I think there's a third book of this coming out at some point, or maybe it's out already. But I will read it. I would just wish they were a little bit longer. I really do like the character of Alex, and there is some quite very clever humor in parts of this. It's very atmospheric, but it is short. I just wish it was a little bit longer. So I give that about, again, maybe about a 3.75 stars or so. And then this is by Mariel Thompson. This is The Last Witch in Edinburgh. And this takes place in the 1820s or so. So this is kind of like an alternate reality where there is actually witches, but they're good witches. They do make up these medicines and potions, and they help deliver babies, act as midwives, but they do have some magical powers, but they do have to keep it on the down low there because in the past, of course, witches have been hung and executed. So in Edinburgh, they do have this shop, but they do have to keep it, like I said, very quiet, and because they are afraid of being executed. So there is this one particular man that comes to Edinburgh, and he is determined to catch all the witches. So he's just hanging all these witches left and right. And this one particular woman, what was her name? Nellie. Anyway, she ends up going to this apothecary run by these witches, and she becomes involved in that. And yeah, I really enjoyed it because there's a very interesting pagan element to this particular story where the witches are sort of helping out this pagan deity or entity, which helps bring in the fall or the winter and that sort of thing. And her power is being taken over by this other pagan entity, and the balance of nature is off. So they're trying to help this pagan entity sort of help keep the balance of nature and that, which is an interesting concept with this. So I really did enjoy it. So I give this like a 4.25 stars. And this is The Haunted Season by G.M. Malliot, and this is the 5th book in the Max Tudor series. And this follows Max Tudor, who used to work with the M15, and so he was kind of like a spy. And his good friend was killed during duty, and he just became disillusioned, and then he became this priest in this small English village. And the first 3 books I really enjoyed. They were all like maybe 4 stars. And then the book before this one, I think I gave it a 3 star, but looking back, it's probably only a 2 star. It's like someone else wrote the story. It was way, way, way too long, and nothing happened till the sort of the reveal. And yeah, I just really didn't like it, so I was kind of leery about getting into this one. But again, this one was like the first 3. I really did enjoy this particular one. So this one, there is this manor home. So there's a lord and lady still living in this manor home just outside this village where Max lives. And he ends up, his wife had died many years ago, and then he remarried to this much, much younger woman, and he is killed at some point, and Max is investigating the murder. So yeah, I really did like this one much better. You get more of an idea about the people living in the village, and they were brought up quite a bit during the first 3 books. You heard about them a lot, so it was nice to get reading about the people who live in the village again. And it was a pretty good mystery, actually. So yeah, I give this about, I don't know, maybe not quite a 4 star, but maybe about 3.75. Yeah, I got a lot of 3.75 lately. But yeah, there's maybe 2 or 3 more books in the series, so I do enjoy the series. And this one is In the Company of Witches by Aurelie Wallace. And I think she's a Canadian writer too. She lives in Ottawa, yeah. So this one, there is 2 in this series. There might be more. But for 400 years, the Warren witches have used their magic to quietly help the citizens of the sleepy New England town. And so these 3 sisters live together. And the one sister, I think she's the youngest one, her husband died about a year ago. So she's living with her 2 sisters, and they're good witches. They help out the community and that sort of thing. And they decide they do have a bed and breakfast. So one of the citizens of this town, her home is being renovated, so she's staying with these 3 sisters in this bed and breakfast, and she ends up dying in the bathroom. They think she maybe just slipped or had an accident, but the police say no, it's murder, something's going on. So they're helping solve the murder. So it was a good, fun little read for the fall. I'd give it like about 3.5 stars, and so that's it. That is my reading wrap up for September and October. I hope to get through a few more books. Yeah, I really slowed down there the past couple months. But anywho, this is my 3rd book, so for November. But yeah, it's quite a long one, so we'll see how it goes. But anyway, that's it. I hope you enjoyed, and happy reading for November. Good month. Now that it's really getting chilly, to snuggle up with your book and a hot drink. And so happy reading, everyone, and hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.